She skipped down the steps, two pastel, buckram-bound books wedged into the crook of her elbow. As she stepped out from under the overhanging stone roof of the library, she felt cold, fat drops of water hit the bridge of her nose. Surprised, she peered up into the overcast sky. Sure enough, it was raining. She hurriedly hid the books inside the bright yellow rain jacket that she had worn as a precaution. Then she set off into the gentle rainfall. She did not rush, nor cower from the cold water running down her back. Rather, she ambled along at a leisurely pace, even stooping to sniff the flowers that seemed to have popped out of the ground overnight. Where dry, cracked dirt and twiggy hedges had been, there were now soft blue forget-me-nots, drooping violet fuchsias, pops of sunshiny yellow daffodils, and fiery orange snapdragons. In a matter of a few hours, the world had burst into a rainbow of color. The impossibly bright green of new budding leaves contrasted against the darkly shadowed gray nimbus clouds, heavy and full. To some, they may have appeared ominous, a symbol of a storm. To her, they reminded her of a pregnant belly, full and swollen and ready to give life. She looked around, seeing the streets empty, every other living creature having retreated to a shelter to wait out the rain. Did they not know what they were missing? This incredible display of life and beauty. She wondered at it. She took a deep breath through her nostrils, immediately feeling more focused and alert as she welcomed a variety of vibrant scents. Damp, fresh earth, and spicy, aromatic pine and cedar. There were also sweet floral fragrances that tickled her nose, and the tart, addicting smell of grass that had been mown the day before. They were the kind of smells that made you feel alive, as though your heart beat more strongly, or as if the neurons in your brain were firing at peak proficiency. It was the smell of renewal and energy. She reached the edge of the sidewalk and, in needing to cross to the other side, tipped herself forward enough that eventually gravity pulled her off the tiny ledge to land in the puddle beside. Her shiny, red rubber boots splashed into the shallow water, sending ripples in every direction. She hopped up and down in the puddle, disturbing the stillness just a little more, causing the water to jump and dance. Just above the rim of her boots, her jeans began to become soaked and her legs cold. Her hands were also starting to get a chill, the kind that creeps in slowly until it's unbearably cold in your bones. She began to walk only slightly faster towards her destination, because her fingers had not yet reached that point of discomfort. Soon enough, she could see the weathered, white picket fence that surrounded her house, and the royal blue door that would lead to warmth and comfort. She retrieved the bronze key from her pocket, her chilled fingers fumbling stiffly to unlock the door. It creaked open. I'll have to remember to oil those hinges, she thought. Inside, the house felt hollow and dim. Too dim. She removed the books from the inside of her coat where they had managed to stay dry, placing them at the top of the steps of the landing. She hung the coat on a shiny brass hook where it began to drip with heavy little ticks on the oaken floors. She shrugged out of her damp jeans and shucked them in the direction of the laundry room. She rubbed her frozen toes and fingers to encourage some circulation to return with forceful friction. Then she rolled on a pair of dry, fuzzy socks and some flannel pajama pants. Over in the kitchen, she filled a kettle and placed it on the stove. Within a few minutes, there was a shrill whirring, and the air began to fill with steam. She filled a mug, that was more like a soup bowl, with the boiled water, tossing a bittersweet-smelling peppermint tea bag into it. Slowly, the translucent green essence of the tea began to leach into the water. She grabbed one of the books from the top of the stairs and brought it to her well-worn corduroy recliner, balancing her mug precariously on the arm of it. She settled into the familiar, welcoming cushions of the chair, covering herself in a wool blanket and switching on a lamp which cast a warm glow over her. She had just lovingly cracked open the stiff binding of the book when she heard the pattering thunder of rain on the roof overhead. She snuggled down under her blanket, losing herself to the book, the sweet, cooling taste of the tea, and the comforting sound of rain.